Hi and welcome to everyone joining us for the preview which takes place for the race meeting on Monday the 12th of September. Racing is taking place at Greyville on the poly track. Now take note, we are recording on Sunday late afternoon for the Monday meeting, so take note on Monday, closer to race time, of any additional changes, scratchings, or any significant support for any of the runners. We are recording late Sunday afternoon for the meeting on Monday, the 12th of September. And just having a look at outside, the weather is starting to change, and the weatherman is predicting rain throughout Sunday evening and through Monday. So the poly conditions, there will be rain about, and usually when the poly is a bit on the wetter side, it does seem to firm up a bit, and those horses who like to race up with the speed, the poly usually runs a little bit quicker in the wetter conditions when it's cooler. And I believe the weatherman says 80% rain, and that'll be with us throughout Sunday early evening into Monday, right through to Monday evening. So take note of the track conditions on the day and just see how much rain we do have overnight on Sunday. And then of course Monday morning, bright and early, you will get the official update, and they are predicting showers throughout the day. So the show is recorded very early on this occasion. So let's get straight into the horses to follow. I'm going to start off with the horse in double figures in race number 1. And the reason I'm selecting number 2, Indaba Zita, a son of Master of My Fate, because the lack of opposition. There's not much opposition in the field. Number 8, Corsican, and a horse like number 6, Arbitrator. They got some fair form to their credits, but as we've seen in the recent meetings, a number of the good things, they've come unstuck. And I believe number 2, Indaba Zita, if you go back to the second run, led for a long way. That was on the 14th of April, and that was on the poly track. So this is a horse who has run on the poly track and did place on that occasion when third behind In With A Chance. Was only beaten ahead back in third. And on that occasion, restless, led, tried very hard. They then stepped up next time on the turf, something amiss on that occasion. And then I believe last time out over the mile, just faded out very, very badly on. So ignore that last run. A 2-draw, Rachel Vinegar for the Michael Roberts camp. When you look at the field, not the strongest of lineups. At around 10, 12 to 1, it might even drift out 14 to 1 or so. It's a horse of interest and worth having a small little fun bet. A few wins, a few places, and a horse to take your exactas and your quartets with. If you ignore the last 2 runs, went 13 lengths behind and almost 24 lengths behind. Has been rested the 110 days, but coming back to 1,000 meters, only has to be 85% ready to run a big race. By no means a good thing. On form, difficult to select, but just a horse that I thought is going to show tremendous improvement. For the second of our horses to follow, we're going to go to race number 4. And in race 4, a horse that we have tipped you before, his name is Double Espresso. So when we get to race number 4, number 11, Double Espresso. He achieved an 87 at the height of his career. He's dropped down to a 61. He's a very difficult horse to follow. You never know which horse is going to rock up on the day. Number 11, Double Espresso. 3 runs back, we did tip him as a horse to follow and a horse to throw into all the bets. We made him a good place bet on that occasion, and he paid around about 9 rand a place. He went out 66 to 1. So these are horses that we don't turn our back on. He's not a model of consistency by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, he's been very disappointing. He's a 3-time winner. But that run when he ran second to Forward Spell, that was over 2,000 meters, showed that he was coming back to his better form. And then unfortunately his next 2 starts, coughing, over raced. He's a horse who's got a book of excuses, but if he decides to rock up on the day, he's a horse who could absolutely fly up. I'm not sure if the wetter conditions will suit him because the track usually runs quicker when there's rain about. So he's one of those horses where you go 50-50, throw him into your exotics, and if you want to have your small little wager and throw him into the quartets, like we said 3 runs back, he'll pop up one of the days. He popped up and he made the exacta pay Rockets, and he paid very, very handsomely a place. So throw that into all the equations. And then my chosen value bet on the card, that'll come up in race number 7. So to get to race number 7, here's a horse who will be around about 7-1 or so. Number 2, Splash of Green. This is from the Moorwing stable. Malaseda Kacheri takes the 4 kgs off the back from a 2 draw. Now let's just have a look at the ratings. There's only one other horse who's achieved a rating of a 90, and that's number 10, Maria Coralina. But Splash of Green has come down from a 90 to a 75. If you look at the opposition she has taken on, she ran behind Rain and Holland earlier on in a graded race. So this is a horse who has got the potential. I don't think we've seen the best of Splash of Green, although 5th, 4th in recent runs. Makes the Poly debut. And I believe she does take to the Poly over the 1,600 meter trip, which she has got her only victory over the mile, which did come quite a long time ago. It was 449 days ago. I believe Splash of Green could be the value in the race. The horse to beat will be number 6, Dawn of a New Day, and number 3, Bingen Beach. At this stage of the game, I make them the horses to beat. But number 2, Splash of Green, this is a horse that I think could be spot on for the day. If taken to the Poly with the neat draw, and if Malaseda Kacheri can ride the race we're looking for, I think this is the value bet on the card. Now, when it comes down to the exotics, by pot, 2 and 8 in the first leg. Second leg, 3 and 8. Third leg, 2 and 3. Next leg, 3, 8 and 11. Followed by numbers 1, 3 and 6. And then ending off with numbers 1, 4, and 5. So we're going to try a bar pot on the day. And then we've got in race 1, number 2, and Double Zeta. A little bit of a horse to have some fun with. Include race 4, Double Espresso. And in race 7, Splash of Green. That'll be our value selection on the day. So let's just see how things go on the meeting with the rain predicted. Keep a close eye on the weather pattern. And let's hope the horses do it for us on the poly track.